What's going on, everyone? My name is Nnoggie, and today we're bringing you a very special video that's going to focus on a WoW addon that I'm sure a lot of you know and love. It's of course MDT Mythic Dungeon Tools. MDT is an add-on that lets you create routes for M+ dungeons, learn about enemies, create polls, and share that with your friends. And today we want to show you some of the new features that come with the Season 4 update in MDT. And for that, I have my friend and teammate Gingi with me. Of course, all of that wouldn't be possible without our amazing sponsor Curseforge. Curseforge have been with us at Echo from the very beginning, and they've been supporting us as a guild and all add-on creators on their platform, like myself, along the way. The Curseforge Desktop App, where you can download MDT, but also other add-ons, like for example weak auras to track spells, events, and buffs. One of the most important add-ons in WoW ever. Also Omni-CD. Awesome add-on to track your teammates' cooldowns, which is absolutely crucial in dungeons. And with the Curseforge Desktop App, updating all of those add-ons and managing all of those add-ons across different versions of WoW, like Retail, Classic, or the Dragonflight Alpha, is super easy. You can even sync your settings across multiple devices. And if you haven't tried it yet, now's the perfect time, right before Dragonflight launches. So click the link in the description below and get started right now on the Curseforge Desktop App. I hope you all enjoy the video and make sure to like and subscribe.
Yo, Armin, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
How are you doing?
You know, ups and downs.
Nice. So, yes, MDT. We should talk about some of the new features of this of your add-on. I am one of those guys that might not use these features normally. I am a very basic guy. I will tag the groups and just send a scuffed MDT. So I will also learn a lot here, I think. A lot of the new things.
Do you want me to just talk a little bit about what's been going on and what we've been doing? Because
yeah.
I'm actually not alone with making MDT anymore. There's like a lot of community support nowadays, so we'll also go highlight that a little bit later to show the amazing people that have been working on MDT.
That sounds good. And I'll try and just showcase what you're talking about in the add-on itself at the same time.
Right. Okay, so obviously the first thing that's new for Season 4 is all of the new Season 4 dungeons. So I've been working on the drop-down in the top left a little bit, and I've been reworking it a little bit. So in the past, it was the navigation was a bit annoying, and you had to go through the drop-downs and through the expansions to find old dungeons. And now I've simplified it a little bit, and you by default start in Season 4, and then you have the sub-menu where you can select a set of dungeons, because Blizzard's changing things now, obviously, with the season model, where they bring back old dungeons. So a little bit more modern touch on this drop-down, so it's easier to find the dungeons that you're looking for. And then also, if you, for example, go to Upper Karazhan, I'm sure you remember the layout from Legion back in the day. I've simplified this a little bit. If you notice the mobs on the right, they're no longer in their own sublevels, so I made it a little bit more user-friendly to not have to go through all the weird sublevels where there's maybe only one mob. Oftentimes people just forgot to mark them, and now you have them easier to see. I've applied this logic to a few other dungeons, like in Tazavesh, Streets of Wonder, and Iron Dogs, I think, as well.
Yeah, you can see here, these Bombardiers, for example, they were on a different level. Yeah. Trains.
That's like one of the features where I want to make it just a little bit simpler for people to use the add-on, and it's a goal moving forward that I want to keep. So if anybody has any gripes with usability of the add-on, they can always feel free to share them with me or like anyone in the MDT community, and we'll also link the Discord in chat if anybody wants to give feedback for that.
Yeah, I think this is a good example of how it looks like. Tazavesh Streets, I think, is the one that you have worked on the most, or where it's like it's a big change here, like just a user-friendly change. There's a lot of different rooms, like the music area, the postmaster, the menagerie, all of that stuff. So you don't have to go in and press different parts of the dungeon anymore. So it just makes it a lot easier. I think it's a good change. It's a really good change.
I think so too. Also, I was thinking a lot about that one Shrouded mob in the room with Venza Goldfuse.
Yeah.
And if I didn't do this change, I think a lot of players would have missed that one on MDT at least, and might have forgotten to mark it. So now, if it's like in the overview map, it's better. And then with that, I think we can come to the next feature, which is obviously the new Shrouded Affix. We always have support for the Affix NPCs, and this time is no different. It's a pretty simple affix compared to other affixes, so we didn't have to do something crazy like we had for Awakened, where you could drag NPCs and mark the routes you wanted to take. But we have the new NPCs, the Nafrisim, Infiltrator, and Sulgamux. Yeah, they're all marked. And also, one small thing that many people might not realize, you can actually change the dungeon level, and if you go below a 10, then the NPCs that become these infiltrators and Sulgamux will actually change back to what they are normally. Yeah, that's a small display bug, but we'll fix it at some point. But that said, the add-on is not only for people that push high keys, it's for everyone that does M+. So.
No, 100%. I think even people that do their weekly 15s or just trying to get some achievements, they're gonna save a lot of wipes and time by having this add-on. And I mean, I think MDT at this point has become such a stable add-on for like every single WoW player that I meet. Maybe it's because we're a little bit closed community, people watching Twitch and stuff, but I feel like everyone has MDT at this point because it's such a great add-on. And I mean, I just think back to the days where it wasn't there. And when we went in the new season and we were playing on PTR, I just felt like so blind, you know, like when the fuck is Nnoggie coming out with new updates? Because you don't know shit. It's so bad when you don't have it. So it's such a helpful tool for sure.
Even before the add-on idea was even there, it was even crazier, right? When the meta was, before doing a key, you did the whole dungeon on Mythic 0 and talked through the idea, through the plan. And came up with stuff, and then if we miscount, this is our backup. We will do this after the boss then, yeah. And that's where the motivation came from, being part of those runs, and then I didn't want to do that anymore. A new feature in this specific update for Season 4 is also a Junkyard specific feature. So in Mechagon Junkyard, there is a specific mechanic where there is 3 different types of bots. There's the shock bots, the grease bot, and the welding bot. A new feature of in Junkyard specifically with the bots is now that you can click on these bots now with your mouse and then just assign players directly to these bots. Because only one player can get one bot at a time. And then you can assign them easily, and this will be stored to the route itself. So if you share this route with other people, they will get this as well and see exactly what your plan is with the bots. I think this will simplify routes in Mechagon even more and make it easy for people to coordinate and not fight over bots so much in the dungeon, but maybe just before.
I mean, this is also great. I mean, it's just user-friendly things that are nice for the people, especially for people who might not know. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of confusion when you go into a puck group, especially who takes what. And I mean, I think people will love this as well. This is going to be one of the dungeons where you'll be able to push. This is going to be the highest pushed key in terms of level out of all dungeons, and the whole dungeon is around these shock bots. So it's very important that people get assigned to them, and you get them as early as possible in the dungeon. So having like those 5 people go to different places, take different shock bots as soon as possible is gonna help you a lot in this dungeon because they scale with the level. So it's great to just be able to assign them and share them with the pugs that you're playing with. And there was a request in the chat. Is there an additional point to the bots with a backup or something in case. You can assign several bots to the same person, and you can add notes right below that saying backup in case to if that's what you want. I would assume would be the situation.
You can add multiple of the same type of bots to the same person. There's no limitation. Like you can add 2 grease bots to the same player. There's no specific backup notation for that, but a note, like Gingi said, is definitely worth.
Something like this, you just Nnoggie backup or something like that you could do.
Yeah, this feature request also came from the community, by the way. We have a long list of of features that have been implemented into MDT based on community feedback, especially on GitHub and in the Discord. So yeah, if you have ideas like this and you would like to see them in MDT, don't hesitate and just ask for them. The next thing that I want to highlight is this is also just a small usability thing, but I actually googled Mythic Dungeon Tools, and on the 4th result it said Mythic Dungeon Tools disable Minimap button. And then I looked further into the results, and someone actually made a weak aura that hides the Minimap button, which was a little confusing to me because the option to disable the Minimap button was there all along. But then I realized it is a bit hidden. It's not in MDT itself, it's in interface, add-ons, and then Mythic Dungeon Tools, where there is some options hidden there. So I made that a little bit easier as well now. So if you want to hide the minimap button, you can just middle mouse click the minimap button, or you can type /MDT space minimap to hide it and maybe show it again. So that's just a small thing that I've noticed that people had trouble with. And I wanted to fix all of that. A very cool thing that is often overlooked in MDT is actually the live mode, and I want to just showcase that real quick. So normally when you do routes within groups, either someone already has a route or someone makes a route and then shares them in chat. And there's actually an alternative way to do that in MDT, which has been there for quite some time now, but is criminally underused in my opinion. And that is the live mode. And the way it works is if you're in a group, someone can click this button, and if you do it, you will start the session and automatically post a link in chat from your preset, from your route. And then what I can do is I can just join it now by clicking this link, and then we're now on the same route. And any change you make now will instantly reflect on my screen. So if I draw something like this here, then it will instantly appear on your screen. And if I select enemies or create pulls like this, then this will instantly update on your screen as well. And the cool thing is this even works with all new features. So the shock bots, the assignments, they work as well. So if I want Gingi not to take this shock bot here, I can just remove him, just like that. And take it myself as well.
It's my shock bot.
So yeah, that's the live mode. I have some usability updates for this plan in the future, because right now there is some friction here and some confusion when using it. I know about that and I will fix it. There will be some cool new updates coming for this. But if you are doing dungeons with your friends and you're sharing presets between each other, give live mode a chance and see how you like it. I think it's a very cool way to use MDT and instantly make small adjustment to routes. Like let's say you have a pull and then someone says, oh yeah, this weaponized crawler, he's not good to pull in this blue pull, we should just not pull this. Then you can just click it and deselect it.
I think this is a feature that we can use a lot more, because we're doing the standard way of like almost splitting up. So everyone's like making their own MDT and then sharing it towards the end. And then you get like 3 different MDTs, and then people have to look over them individually. And sometimes it becomes a little bit of a mess. Whereas if you do this live feature, I think you can benefit a lot by seeing what someone's working on and kind of understand his thought process as he's doing it. And then you might notice some things that he didn't notice, or potentially other alternatives, or like a really, really good route. I mean, this is something that we can use a lot more, but haven't really used too much. I agree. Like I said, criminally underused feature, but it's actually a really cool feature.
Yeah, I can maybe share a little bit about the future of this feature. This is an early concept of the way I want it to be, where it will basically show a small display on the side of the map, and then you can actually have multiple sessions at the same time even. If you open this link in TeamSpeak and just maybe show it on stream real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so the idea here is that there will not just be one single session, but within a group there can also be multiple sessions. So like you said, if you're in the MDI and you have 3 different routes working alongside each other, you can have that, and then you can quickly peek over, oh, what is Robin doing right now in his route? And then, maybe int his route a bit and click on something. That is perfectly possible. Mm-hmm. And also it will show who is currently viewing which session, and you can see what changes are being made and who made these changes, and it should reflect on the map as well. It's an early concept, but this is the way I envision it, and I think it will definitely be a big upgrade to collaborative route creation. I think this is the way forward with MDT for sure.
Yeah, this is kind of similar to what you would see in a Google Docs or something like that, where you can see who made changes at what time, date, what is being worked on, and things like that. It's just really nice to have that overview, and like you said, be able to have several different live sessions. I mean, the add-on is really developing, and it's cool to see compared to what it was back when it got released. I believe it was Legion, right? That's when it came out?
Yeah, it was towards the end of Legion, or middle of Legion, somewhere there is when it started. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, for this feature, the new live session or sharing feature, I'm looking a lot at other programs and services that have these features. For example, Excalidraw is like one of my main inspirations. Figma. Or also, yeah, like you said, Google Docs has a lot of these features, and there's some technical challenges, but a lot of them I always kind of solved with the live mode the way it is right now. So yeah, I'm hyped for this. This is gonna be interesting. I just need some time to figure it out. And if there's any ideas about this, any wishes, what this should do or what this shouldn't do, then we're always open for discussion in either Discord or on GitHub. Yeah.
What is Nnoggie, what is your preferred way of communication when it comes to like MDT? Like if people will have features or feedback, or they have questions regarding the software or bug reports, where do you personally like the messages to come in? Is it your own personal Discord, or is it anywhere else?
So MDT, I usually handle everything through my own personal Discord. Mm-hmm. So that's this one here in chat. When it comes to very technical bug reports where people kind of know what's going on or can really submit reports, that can also go to the GitHub. I know it's a scary website for a lot of people, so if you feel uncomfortable with that, Discord is totally fine. Other than that, GitHub for bug reports, it's over here. And then if you know there's a bug, then you can also see here, maybe someone else already reported this. There's currently an issue with on Curseforge and other add-on packages where the packaged add-ons, not just MDT, are detected by Microsoft as threats. So that is a current issue, but it's not MDT specific, but someone reported it, so it's nice. And then if you want to check if your bug is there, then on GitHub there's definitely a way to do it.
And then one of the, I think, the most requested things that I've gotten when I'm playing in Plus is people asking for my routes. Do you think there could be features within MDT where there could be like a drop-down menu or, anywhere where there would be a ton of different routes you could choose from? It could be like a weekly 15. Then there could be upvotes, downvotes, how many downloads there is, so you can see the popularity of the different routes. You can filter high keys, mid keys, and just have like a nice and easy place for people to just download template routes that they can use for themselves.
This is actually a very interesting question. And recently, like a couple of days ago, I've actually approached the author of the Keystone Guru website to have some extra collaboration between MDT and Keystone Guru, because this collaboration wasn't there in the past. But we decided that going forward, we want to collaborate. So in the future, there should be more MDT/Keystone integrations. I don't think Keystone Guru is currently 100% updated for season 4, but it will be. And in the future, it will be updated faster, because we're going to have different... we're going to have processes that make it easier to update both websites at the same time. So Keystone Guru will be the place to go. It will be basically... It is an awesome project by itself, made by Votu, and... in the future, the MDT integration with it will be very good.
Nice. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, I think it's just most people, they may not know this website. So I think if you have the add-on and there's a direct link within the add-on to then get them to websites with routes and things like that, I think it's a good solution. I like that.
Yeah, but the in-game, I thought about having like basically an in-game marketplace for routes. There's some technical difficulties with this that don't make it that possible, and I think other add-ons that have tried something like this got banned in the past. There was like an add-on called OQ back in MOP and Cataclysm that basically was the in-game dungeon finder before it even existed, and the technicalities behind it is it used a kind of mesh network to communicate between everyone, and it put a lot of stress on Blizzard's network, and that's why they banned that add-on. So I don't know if I can do something like that, but it's definitely something worth exploring.
Oh, but this is cool. And then I assume there would be just a nice like export link or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then you would just be able to import it into the MDT add-on within the game, and then you'll just have the route in game as well.
Yeah, that will be the idea for sure. Oh yeah, by the way, if you go back into WoW and back into MDT, one of the features in live mode is I can actually change the map like this without you having to do anything. Boom.
Hey.
And now I'm in a different dungeon. And one feature that I want to highlight real quick is a small indicator on the pulse on the right side. This is for the new Shrouded Affix, which counts up how many buffs you actually have gotten after that pull. So, then you can see, and so Garmux also counts correctly for free, and you correctly start with 1 buff for free in the start of the dungeon. And the more enemies you defeat from the Shrouded Affix, the more stacks you get. And then here you can see exactly how many stacks you will have at what point in the dungeon. This was a feature request from our beloved Dratnos, where we recently met in Amsterdam. Awesome guy. Obviously, we're using his route here as well. So shout out to Dratnos. He came up with this idea, and I was like, yeah, why not? And just made the feature, and works great. So thanks, Dratnos, for that.
Is there any other new cool features? Because I feel like you've already put out so many cool new things. Do we have some more juice?
There was one. I mean, it's more of a bug fix, but a lot of people had this issue where they were changing a default route. If you go to the preset to the route drop down on the top right,
Yeah.
and you have the default thing, which is always there, and people were changing that, and then when they reloaded or came back to the game, their routes were gone.
Okay.
And I didn't really understand why I did what I did in the code back then, but I undid it, and now the bug doesn't happen anymore. I hope I didn't break anything with that, but because that is really old code, and back then I was not the, let's say, the most proficient programmer, but I hope it's fixed now. And that was a really long-standing bug that is now gone. One last thing. Oh yeah, I wanted to showcase real quick the contributors of MDT and also where to find MDT. First, we have obviously MDT on Curseforge. So on our Curseforge websites, we have MDT there, and we can find the description of the add-on. You can leave comments here as well on Curseforge. If you scroll down a little bit, people can also sometimes they report bugs here or feature requests. This happens. And then as you can see on the right side, we have a list of people that translate the add-on and also contribute to the add-on. And you see there's a lot of people that come from all over the world and help to make MDT as good as it is. And this is all the cool people that work on the translations. And in the very top, if you click on localization, you can actually see the localization progress and see that MDT is localized in pretty much every language in WoW. And there's a lot of dedicated people who always come back every patch and update it. So yeah, that's our beautiful translators on Curseforge. Just want to shout them out real quick. And yeah, if you want to contribute to MDT, there's always a lot of people, a lot of work to be done, let's say. And the other thing I want to shout out real quick is the contributors actually on GitHub, and especially two very important people that helped me a lot with MDT. It's one of them is of course Grim, who helped me a lot over the years and taught me a lot. And yeah, he doesn't contribute to MDT as much, but he just by him teaching me a lot of things over the years, he has contributed to MDT. And Stanzilla also did a commit. I forgot about that. He's the creator of Weekaros.
Yeah, a lot of cool people involved with this project. Yeah.
And then the other person I want to highlight real quick is Stinf. He's like the main contributor apart from me. He's handling a lot of the cool scripts that we use to automate a lot of stuff, because nowadays when we map dungeons, it's no longer I have to go into the dungeon on my rogue or my hunter or something and then put the mobs one by one on the map. No, instead we have just a combat log running through a magic script that Stinf wrote, and it just puts everything on the map. It's amazing. So thank you, Stinf, for that. That's amazing.
I know Stinf for doing the what's it called? The timestamps for M+ as well, like that week or.
Yeah, he's a very talented guy.
Yeah. He's very good. But also don't know what that is. It's a very simple weekar. You just put it below your M+ timer, and what it does is that it takes your best speedrun splits based on certain parts within the dungeon. When you reach 100% count, when you killed a certain boss, and then it will say what your best run is, and if you are behind your best time or ahead of your best time. And let's say you've done a 27 dungeon, now you move up to 28. Then it will compare your current run to the lower level, so that you can see if you're ahead, of timing the key, and then based on that information, you then know if you need to go a little bit extra spicy or if you can take a chill because you're ahead. So it's a really, really good tool that we also use in MDI. So shout out to Stint also for that one. He's like you said, really cool guy. I've talked with him a couple times now. Every time he makes an update and he sees me on stream, hey, you don't have to update please. Well, thanks for this add-on, Nnoggie. And then yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys in here knows Nnoggie already, but for those who don't, Nnoggie is a DPS player in Echo, like me, my teammate, and one of his many talents is creating software like this. And you can also find him on his stream at twitch.tv/Nnoggie. You can post it in the chat. So make sure to give him some love. Check out his channel. Follow him. Do you ever, like back in the days, you did the week hours on stream? Have you thought about maybe working on MDT on stream as well for those who are interested? Or do you like to just work in silence and focusing? Because you know, it's a little bit different, right? But I'm sure there'll be a lot of people interested in that. I know the week hour camp had quite some success when you did it back then.
Yeah, I actually have done that in this season, season 4. I did a lot of the backend work, the boring stuff in the weeks leading up to season 4. But then when the season 4 actually started, I had a couple of streams where we figured out some maps, and it's always nice because we have a lot of collaboration that's just spontaneous from the Twitch chat. And sometimes there's things that I don't notice and that other people don't notice. They just randomly come up in Twitch chat, so it's a nice experience. So I do those, yes. I usually do them only during the, let's say, season starts, or on beta when we actually can go and do the dungeons and map them. That's when I usually do them. So when soon they make M+ available on beta, or maybe not soon, it's probably in a month at the earliest, I would say, then I will probably do those streams again, yes.
Well, that's nice. I remember back in the day on your rogue, running around in stealth, trying to tag all of the mobs. Like you said, it's developed quite a lot since then. A lot easier now to get data. So yeah, that was good times.
Oh yeah, quick shout out to wow.tools. It's a website that delivers a lot of data from the backend of WoW, and we actually use that a lot to get the data from the game into MDT as well, that you can't normally get, like the count info, for example, is all automated nowadays. So if a mob here on this map has a certain count value attributed, it's not me putting that, that's just a script putting it nowadays. So thanks to wow.tools for providing that. Sadly, they're going away at the end of the year, the services, so we'll have to figure something out, but I'm sure we can do that.
Well, thank you, Nnoggie. Was that all of the new updates that we got from MDT? Or did we miss anything?
For this season, I think that is... Oh yeah, no, there's one more small feature that maybe people won't realize, but in the past people had to update to get the new affixes in the dropdown, but Stinf actually made a function that automatically gathers and stores the affixes that you see on the servers and puts them into the lists on the dropdown. So no need to update necessarily to get the affixes in this list. This will auto update.
Okay. Well, thank you, Nnoggie, for coming in and showing off all the cool features that you added. And yeah, I mean, also, guys, if you don't have this add-on, what the hell are you doing? Go get it. And also shout out to Curseforge well, that's where you can download it. All you have to do is go to Curseforge, search for the Mythic Dungeon tools. I can give you guys a direct link here as well. You can also update it automatically and within the Curseforge app. And you can download the Curseforge app by simply just typing in !Curseforge in the chat and then pressing the link. That's gonna make it a lot easier for you to just update the add-ons whenever there's an update. You can set it to do it automatically also. So it's just a lot easier for you to manage all of your add-ons. So go check them out. That was cool. I mean, this add-on is just fucking, this is godlike add-on. For me, like the Blast and Plus every season, if I didn't have this add-on, I would just sit there like going in, mapping every mob, sitting there checking what count they give, and oh my god, I would be miserable without this add-on. It's like a pencil with a piece of paper, you know, like if you don't and you don't have the paper, you have to scramble everything else you can. So great add-on, and Nnoggie is a great guy. Really check him out, guys. Check out his channel. He does a lot of cool stuff for the community.